Lights. We are at war, and not the one we were expecting. Groom range, 2100 hours. Survivors, 6. In just a few minutes, our enemy managed to destroy the primary Strategic Command Center. By 2130, Strategic Command itself ceased to exist. Our combined military forces have been routed. The comms have gone dark. The red phone will not be ringing. And that is why, as of now, I, Myron Falk, am assuming command of what's left of our nation's defenses. The Bureau was founded to coordinate resistance forces in the event of a complete and successful Soviet invasion. That mission remains the same, even if our enemy does not. We now face an opponent from beyond our world, whose identity is yet unknown. But make no mistake, this enemy has crippled us. They have technology decades beyond what we possess. We must make it our own. Their weapons will become our weapons, and when they do, we shall annihilate them. I give you new orders. Survive, adapt, win. Welcome to XCOM.
No, I can help them. Let me help them! Will.
Carter. Hey, Will, wake up.
What?
Jesus, Carter. How is it you look worse than before you went to sleep?
I'm fine. And you yelling for me to wake up doesn't help.
I wasn't the one yelling.
What did I say?
Something about a fire. I don't know. I guess after the morning you had, it makes sense.
No, this wasn't about that. It wasn't about Groom Range.
Well, my guess is you're not the only one having nightmares after this morning. Head shrinking's gonna be a big business after this war. If there isn't after this war. Christ, that was dark. Anyway, Falk's looking for you. Wants you in his office, ASAP.
The old man say what he wanted with me?
Ha! Guess you don't know him all that well yet. The director doesn't tell anyone anything he doesn't think they need to know.
Were you saying something about that radio?
Oh yeah. Cheap thing normally just pipes in the company elevator music, but it's been picking up some weird signal. Damned if I know what it is.
Don't we have more important issues to deal with?
Sure, that's why I haven't bothered with it. But if someone on the outside is able to broadcast through that jamming signal, well, it could be important.
Who would know more about this?
Check with Operator Chelsky. She's information officer for the Bureau. Keeps track of communications, arranges contacts, manages what the public hears. The whole deal.
Well, I guess you can't really hold knocking off for a few against me, seeing as how we seem to be in our office and our quarters.
Yeah, I guess some parts of the emergency plan leave something to be desired. Ah well, it'll be just like college, right?
Yeah, except I stayed in Mrs. Hawthorne's boarding house back in Terre Haute. Had my own bathroom and everything.
Wow, ain't you fancy?
I'd better go see what the old man wants.
See you later, Will.
2. Message repeats. 250.
Better make a note of this and talk to one of the radio operators.
9.
You probably ought to run that by Operator Chelsky across the hall.
Repeats.
Might be important.
You the dispatcher?
A little more than that, Agent Carter. I'm Chief Information Officer with the Bureau.
Information officer, what does that mean?
I oversee the dispatchers, but in addition to that, I also manage our public communications and keep our profile low. But for now, my job is also keeping the public from knowing the scope of the threat.
Because rioting mobs of civilians are the last thing we need right now.
Exactly. You and your agents contain the enemy's attacks, and my operators will keep the public panic level in check.
I'll try not to distract you too much.
As long as you have a good reason. What do you need, sir?
The radio's been playing a strange broadcast. Any idea what it means?
I heard. It's probably an automated weather station nearby, but I suppose it might be instructions for picking up a weaker signal. A clever broadcaster could bypass the worst of the jamming that way.
It could be survivors. We could bring them in.
It's worth checking out. I'll have Operator Hughes run the radio while you give us the data.
First, set the range to... Set the range to 250.
Now the direction?
Set the direction east.
And the frequency?
Set the frequency to 892 megahertz.
Checking ultra-high frequency.
I've taken enough of your time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir?
The radio's been playing a strange broadcast. Any idea what it means?
I heard.
It could be
It's worth checking.
First, set the range to 250.
Now the direction?
Set the direction north.
And the frequency?
Set the frequency to 892 megahertz.
Checking ultra-high frequency. Nothing. Wait. What is... It's survivors. They're trying to warn others of the attack.
Reply. Tell them they aren't alone. We'll do what we can to assist.
We'll dispatch someone to help, but we'll also have to make sure they stop broadcasting immediately. We can't risk that information spreading.
As long as they get rescued.
What is it, Will?
I'd better go see what the old man wants.
See you later, Will.
Where are you headed with this? Just running it over to the armory.
You were there. You saw what he was capable of.
I did. It's just... His file paints a different picture.
Okay, agents, let's begin. We going on another wild goose chase, Director? Not this time, agents. Because I brought in an expert agent who I expect to turn the tide. Allow me to introduce your new senior agent, Miss Angela Weaver. Agent Weaver, please begin.
Good evening, agents. Now, we have reason to believe our target is...
Is this some kind of joke?
I assure you, I do not joke about potential infiltration.
Come on, miss. Get back to reception and leave the real work to us, okay? Agent Percy, watch your tone.
Director, how many concrete cases of the Outsiders have your agents uncovered to this date?
That would be 0.
And how many have I uncovered in my own investigations?
2 confirmed, 1 pending.
Thank you, Director. If I may continue...
Listen up, Agent Percy. Maybe you'll learn how to do your job. Yes, sir.
Now, we have reason to believe an infiltrator has compromised military command.
Speak of the devil.
Carter, good. Agent Weaver is afraid you don't play well with others. I tend to see that as an asset.
By known enemies. Excellent work as always, Falk. But I'm not sure what you're suggesting. These activities aren't from the Reds. They aren't from any known source on Earth, so we must examine alternative sources.
Come over here, Carter. I'd like a word.
Aliens? It's more likely than you think. We can...
What do you want from me, sir?
You're not here in this facility by chance. I brought you here quite purposefully. I've been following your career for some time.
This is too important to ignore. My team has already uncovered a half dozen potential cases.
Why me? I've been behind a desk since... for a while.
Yeah, but you were a hell of an agent before you sat behind that desk. And what's more, I know what put you behind that desk.
The brass put me there.
Sure, the brass made the call. But it was you who kept yourself there.
I don't need another round of psychobabble. I had enough of that from the company's shrinks after the incident.
It was an accident, Carter. Beyond your control.
Right, yeah. And next you tell me how I can't save everyone.
It's too late for that. But you can save some of them. And right now, that might be enough.
Right. Well, I'm with you, Falk. If only because, for all we know, this clown show you're running here is all that's left of our nation's defenses.
Then that makes you one of the nation's best weapons.
I'm heading down to the ready room.